Yeah, so we're back in London again, and this time we're mainly talking about online presence.
Yeah, we're back in King's Cross. Well, not back because it's our first time going there together, and we're going to be talking about online presence. So we're just going to ask each other a few questions on our honest opinions on how to present yourself in the best possible way. So we'll start with enjoy to encourage. What do you think is the best way to present yourself online in order to attract women, high quality women, on a regular basis?
I think first of all, you know how you look good in real life. You need to portray that in like your pictures. And for example, it starts with your posing, good lighting. And when it comes to online, focus more on what you're saying, including like your filters. So for example, you need to list what it is that you're looking for. And don't do it in a way where you're like writing long sentences, but have like three words that you want to say. So you could say that you want a girl that's at least outgoing, that you want her to be confident, ambitious. But then also you need to be like that as well.
100%.
So become the person that does that.
Yeah, and I feel like while bios are not that important from my experience, it's still a bonus to have one. And I feel like what you're looking for is a very important thing you want to clarify. But a lot of people think they want a long-term relationship, but they don't actually realise the costs that come from it, which I will discuss in a future video if I haven't done already. So this is a really important point that I just want to make to all of you guys.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing that Sydney pointed out, because you need to know if you want a long-term or short-term relationship. Don't just do what you think someone else wants, but focus on what you want as well. Because if you're a person that likes something short-term, don't go for someone looking for long-term, hoping that they'll change their mind. And it's the same thing for the other way around as well.
Yeah, 100%. If you're constantly aiming for something or somebody that wants a different thing to you, you're only going to be more resentful. That being said, a lot of girls do say that they want long-term in their bio, but they'll happily do short-term. So I don't really know if the descriptions or bios really say anything. But I would avoid any woman that has an agenda mode bio. Like, for example, looking for a guy to take me out to dinner, or no hookups, or things like that. If she has that in her bio, that's a red flag, because it shows that she's going to try and change the dynamic in order to have it in her favour.
Yeah, another thing that I was going to say, so it's going back to what we said earlier about what's the best way to present yourself online. And you need to show more of your lifestyle, because you don't want it to be that you're just taking selfies. Because when you're just taking selfies, you're not even showing like the best angles. And you know, for example, when you're looking at us objectively, you can see that we are attractive, but then also it's about having good sides as well. And also when it comes to you taking good photos and knowing your angles, it's about lighting, it's about your posing. And then also just by making sure that you at least know your best angles to present yourself online. So no selfies, and if you do, at least do one or two. You need to just invite someone else so that they want to at least be part of your lifestyle, I would say.
Yeah, you want to have other people welcome into your lifestyle, because when you go on a date with a woman, she wants to imagine what it's like being with you. So that doesn't mean you have to post yourself in a really expensive restaurant or be a gold digger magnet. It just means you need to show yourself doing some cool things. So like posing in good style, good clothes, on a sunny day or something. Maybe of you holding a drink with an alpha pose, or whatever it might be. I might actually cover this in my school community one time on the winner killer dating profile, but I'm still working on it, so please be patient, everybody.
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to say, so for example, you just need to imagine where it is that you want to be, but then also become the person that you want to be through your photos. But then also realize that online is about volume. Because when it comes to volume, you know you're going to attract the attention of so many people. You don't want it to be within the first few seconds that they start to swipe off because you're not what they're looking for. And it is okay to get no matches, but it's not okay to just sit there and just complain.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you have to make sure that you become the guy that girls want. And the reality is, getting matches on dating apps is not easy, because if it was easy, we'd see everybody happy. But clearly, we're having a huge problem. It's a crisis. The amount of installs is a record high.
Yeah, and when it comes to dating as well, you just need to know what it is that you want, and also realizing that not leading with your resources is so important, and to not like go on expensive first dates, as Sydney pointed out, because when you start leading that way, where the woman like leads the conversation, but then they're not inviting you or making plans. So when a woman's like leading a conversation, they may want to get to know you more, but when it comes to the guy, they need to at least take over and know where it is that they want the conversation to go. So that's what I would say on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally agree with him, because you don't want to attract using the wrong signals. If you pull using the wrong signals, then you are going to end up in a bad relationship. So you have to always remember that you want to lead correctly. You want to make sure that you are attracting based on genuine desire, and you just need to make sure that she's high interest. Otherwise, everything else is going to be a lot worse if you don't follow this principle.
Yeah, and just going back to what I just said, so you know when you're trying to lead the conversation, you're trying to lead the outcome of where it is that you want to go, I think it's very important to just be honest about it, because I think what you need to do, you just need to be honest about it, and if they don't want the same thing as you save so much time as well. And when it comes to online, you have many opportunities to meet different people. It's just that in person, you're very limited to the people that's in your area. And it's only when you start improving your lifestyle, improving your income, improving the way that you look, that's when things will start to change.
Yeah, like you need to be working on lots of different things. As they always say, money, muscles, game. Those are the three things that you want to work on. And facial attractiveness obviously increases as well when you go to the gym. So I can pretty much sum it up that obviously height you can't change. So the things you need to work on are face, money, muscles, game. If you work on these departments, you will get better results. But rather than money, I would change that to status. So if you work on these pillars, you will find that the attraction that you're going to get will increase a lot.
Yeah, and just one thing that me and Sydney did talk about off camera, even though you may have game, it's good to focus more on looks as well.
Yeah.
Because if you have game but you don't have looks, people will treat you a certain way anyway, and it doesn't matter what you say, but you're not going to progress at all to where it is that you may want. But if you focus more on your looks, you realize people treat you differently, you feel confident within yourself, and it will show in your photos, which is what you want the whole time.
100%.
Yeah, and then another thing that I'm going to say to Sydney, so you know when people use other people's photos, why is it that you expect a different outcome with someone else's face, someone else's looks, and then you realize as well that they're going to find out when you're using someone else to get what it is that you want, rather than just work on yourself. So I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Yeah, so when it comes to looks, right, if you're chatfishing and using someone else's pictures, it's never going to work out, because they're going to know that it's not you when you meet. But I don't really think that anybody that seriously uses their brain would use pictures of someone else unless they were just messing around.
Yeah, and then I wanted to know, is that all your thoughts on it? Do you have something else to say?
No, that's pretty much what I've covered. I will talk more about this in future videos and school, but this is really a good thing to talk about. I'm not school as in real school, but school as in school community. School with a K, not a C.
And then the last thing that I'm going to say, and then you can ask me any questions as well. So in terms of status, let's say someone doesn't have any status whatsoever, they have no pictures. What is it that they can do so that they can at least attract people online, not in person, but more online? And then also, by their status, do you think it's very important when it comes to online?
Yeah, so I don't necessarily mean you have to dress up in a suit or anything, but you want to dress relatively smart. You want to come across as somebody who's competent, and if you have good style, if you just dress well, and you already have a good physique and everything, then you're going to get matches. It's just a reality. And if you want to actually do well, you need to position yourself in the top 5%. And it's not the 20% anymore, it's 5%. Now, I can't guarantee how easy it will be for everybody to get there, but the reality is it is possible for most people out there if they do the right things at the right time.
Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, but do you have anything you want to ask me?
Just one more thing. What are the challenges that you come across when you're on dating apps? What are the challenges that you come across?
Yeah, I think when it comes to the challenges I come across, it's realizing that you're going to attract so many women, but then also it may not be the woman that you want based on how they respond to you. You may want to make plans with them, but then they start flaking, they start ghosting. And then also when you plan to do a date, something happens, something keeps coming up. So you need to think of it that way. That why is it that you're the one that leads the conversation, you lead where it is that you want things to go, but then also it's like when they start the conversation with you, they don't really know where it is the conversation's going. So as a guy, you don't want it to be that you're just texting, trying to be your best friend,
This is the
trying to
wrong
know
thing
what
to
it is
do.
that they're doing, stalking their Instagram page.
Yeah, that's
So
just
the
very...
challenge, what I would say, is just realizing that you're going to see what they're up to on social media if you happen to scroll on it, but don't actively look to see what they're up to. But then also, if something keeps coming up when you're planning dates, you just need to accept that and just work on yourself so that you can attract someone else.
Yeah, 100%. So
Yeah, that was
on
my
the
challenge,
final
yeah.
note, stop texting, stop doing talking stages. The whole point of the date is to get to know them. Stop feeling like you have to get to know them over text, because you don't. That's just a rule that women make for low status men.